Go. Let's see how many people jump on. Turn this phone down. Don't have any feedback. First honey chat. Here we go. Let's see who comes on. See some honey. It's the dark honey today. Be interesting to see who jumps on. See if anybody gets a notification or not. There you go. I see it. I see it. That's amazing. Look how dark that honey is. Y'all see that? That's the dark stuff. There's somebody, 3 people on here. Looks like already. Even got a thumbs up, 4 people on. I'm sure people are starting to type their chat in. Any honey questions? Tonight's the night to ask ECP honeybee questions. Hey, good to see you, GRS Scott. Should put my glasses on, I can see better. Great, Scott. Oh, I like that. Great, Scott. I had to put my phone over here where I'm reading the chat by the light. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you got a chance to watch my last honey video I posted this morning. We bottled some dark honey. You're looking at it right here. Me and the Mrs. ECP put up some dark honey. Supposed to be much higher in antioxidants. The darker the honey, the more health benefits you get. This honey has some buckwheat honey, which is notorious for its health benefits and high levels of antioxidants. So get yourself some good dark honey. Who else is in there? We got 3 people in here, 2 likes. Y'all speak up. Thanks for commenting, Great Scott. Hopefully you're a subscriber to the channel too. I sure hope you are. It looks like 4 people in here now. Somebody's getting ready to ask ECP a honey question, I'm sure. We got little mini bears. I'm going to have some little mini bears I think we're going to auction off tomorrow night. DOA, there he is. Hey, DOA, I was just talking to your buddy Stacking Stormtrooper, a.k.a. Empire Precious Metals. It says, here's a question, ECP. Where do I buy your honey? I haven't sold any of it yet. I've only put it in the auctions thus far, DOA. So I don't have that much. I'm a second-year beekeeper, so I got 4 production hives. And I think we got close to 10 gallons this year. So about 10 gallons of it, but I've primarily been auctioning a little bit of it off. The wife is pretty fond of it, so she's been hanging on to it. This stuff got bottled last night. I emailed trade. I'll have to look at that, Be Constitutional. Hey, Jesse O, good to see you in the chat there. I think you might be a first-timer. I hope you like and subscribe and you're watching it. I'll check it out, B2 Constitutional, what the trade is. You got me curious now, my friend. I've traded some homemade maple syrup for it, which has been kind of nice. Hello, Incredibles, in the chat. I like that. Different states. Yes. Yes, I have traded some honey too, but most of the honey is almost like a trade. It's like I send some to a beekeeper. He turns around and sends some back to me. It's very common, and everybody gets to try different honey from different nectar sources, so we have a good time with that. It is pretty neat. But I'll read it here tonight. It's an even trade. That sounds good. I had a guy from work today want some of it. He was a WVU quarterback, okay? So he's a Division I quarterback. He works for my company now. And he said, "Hey, I heard you got some local honey and some honey high in antioxidants." I said, "Yep." He said, "I'd like to buy some from you." I said, "I haven't sold any locally," and I said, "I'm all legal, I can, but I really haven't." And he's like, "Well, I want some of it." And he said, "We got to work out a deal." And I said, "Well, next time I'm up in your area, we'll see if I can do for you." But he wants to put it in his protein shakes. So when he works out and stuff, adds a little sweetener instead of adding sugar or sucrose, corn syrup or any kind of artificial sweeteners. He wants all natural, healthy honey to help it build his immune system. Hey, did you get my last email? Archaeology Mikey, I don't know if I did or not. How long ago did you send it? Ben, Kelly Ray ain't here. I might get it. Ben, some honey. Yeah, the honey is amazing. I've been doing 12 ounces. These are 12-ounce bottles. I did some 16 ounces. I did some 8 ounces. I've kind of stuck with 12-ounce bottles. And then I've been doing a little tiny mini 2-ounce bottles. If you guys haven't got a chance yet, please watch my last video with me and Mrs. ECP. Last night we put up this dark honey. If you guys can like and comment, would be great. And look how much darker this is than the light stuff. I show it in the video too. But this has got some of the buckwheat in it. Hey, Outdoor Conquest, my friend, the deer are going crazy over the buckwheat pasture. There's deer bedding down in it, in and out of there. Big bucks, little baby deer, does. It's like a deer magnet. You were right, my friend. They love the buckwheat. Hey, there's Blanchard's bees. Hey, Blanchard's bees, I got to tell you, I think I've auctioned off about 8 bottles of honey, and it's averaging over $100 a bottle. I know that was killing the other night. One guy super chatted the other day, $250. I had to send him some honey. It's just crazy. But everybody's liking some ECP honey. We know it's good honey, but at the same time, we know it's channel support, for the most part. But I know you were flipping out the other day on one of the auctions when it was being fought over. You like with the honeycomb in it? Yeah, Jesse O, I'm going to try to do some comb honey this fall. It's killing him, he said. Yeah. Oh, it's just, it's all for channel support. It's not, I know it's good honey. I'm sure you got great honey and stuff too, but it's the notoriety. ECP, when you did your last auction, I emailed you about a person who is blocked on multiple channels. I vaguely remember that, Archaeology Mikey. I work so much, 12-hour days and busy. I think I looked at that. I can't remember what I did, to be frank with you. I remember it just very vaguely, and I think I took care of it. Or maybe I never saw the person. I can't do anything unless they comment or come into the stream, but I do remember that vaguely. And I don't remember what I actually did, to be frank with you. Or just to be totally honest. I'm putting it in a 5-gallon buckets because I can't sell it. Oh my gosh, I could, in my area right now, I could sell every drop of my honey probably in a week or less. And okay, just to let you know, in other auction channels, no worries, Archaeology Mikey. I've been pretty good. I've had a few people that have left me hanging and not paid for things, and I take care of it accordingly. The good news is this: I don't ship stuff out until somebody pays. So the worst case scenario, they end up putting the item ends up going back in an auction a couple weeks later. But it's good to see you, Archaeology Mike. Y'all mash that like button if you don't care. I know a lot of people popped in and out. I got 6 likes, 5 people watching right now. Would be great. Be too constitutional. Would be fantastic. Y'all smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up. Tell everybody about the ECP channel. And please, if you guys got a chance, watch my last video I just put up this morning from last night. Wasn't a lot of honey, but it was the dark honey. It's the got some buckwheat in it. So Blanchard's Bees, you get a chance, I'd love for you to check it out and comment. And tell our other bee brothers, I'd like to start getting more bee people video. I got a lot of my coin people watching my videos, but not very many. So how many gallons did you get this year, Blanchard's Bees, did you put up? I made some mistakes this year, I think, that I could have got even more. Oh, I don't doubt there's not many people understand honey at all, and even fewer understand true prospecting. They're two hobbies that are very unique, and it takes a lot to gain a good, thorough knowledge of it. I know that in both of them, I keep learning and doing things. I've been prospecting a lot longer than obviously being an apiarist or having an apiary of honeybees, but I try to, no matter what I'm doing in life, personal work, hobbies, whatever, I try and follow the science. I try to not take innuendo or somebody's opinion without seeing some good, sound, documented science behind it, whether it's prospecting, whether it's honey, whether it's work. Thank you, Bee Constitutional. I appreciate that. That means the world to me, my friend. My college is starting on August 15th, and we'll be doing metal detecting videos once I learn how to edit and have a class that will help me with that. Oh, man, metal detecting is a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun, my friend. There's a lot to it, too. There's a lot of good stuff to it. So yeah, but please, if you guys get a chance today, after you get off this live stream, watch my last honey video, and we did last night with Mrs. ECP. You get to see Mrs. ECP, my beautiful wife, up close last night. She rarely lets me ever video her, and she was doing honey extracting, and you get to see some close-ups of Mrs. ECP, so you can see the misses. I know I got my big ugly mug in a lot of them, but you get a chance to see my lovely wife tomorrow, really more than ever than anything, or in the video I put out today. 20 gallons. I need to get some labels made. Just pulled 2 more full supers off tonight, and need to look at 4 more hives tomorrow, as well as goldenrod is already blooming here. Wow, my goldenrod is not. Sounds like you got a stronger flow this year than we got, which is really good. We got a late spring freeze that took away our autumn olive, which is one of our big blooms, and it really put a hurt on us. And I think, my wife wanting to do the early pull we did, I think kind of set the bees back a little bit. And I'm going to do a couple things next year. One is I'm not going to under super next year. I'm not going to use queen excluders. And I'm going to feed heavier to get my bee population up after my splits next year. So 3 things that I have identified doing self evaluations for more honey is, I think I ended up with some really nice, I got 11 really nice strong hives. I actually had 12, and I gave one to a friend of mine. But real strong, nice, healthy bees. But I split real strong in the spring to stop swarming, which was nice, and succeeded. But I think I split too hard for honey production. So next year I won't be splitting as hard next year. I have to keep an eye on them even more for swarming. And I will feed after the splits to get them built up. But I'm going to have to really watch them every week to make sure they're not getting too congested and do it. So I've got some thoughts for next year that I hope I do a whole lot better. Oh yeah, our flow is nothing right now. The only thing that my bees are getting right now is the buckwheat that I planted and the honeybee pasture, all that Cosmos, Bee Balm, Lespedeza, everything that I planted that you saw in those videos. If I showed you guys my honeybee pasture right now, I should try and do that this week. The early honeybee pasture videos I put out show almost no flowers compared to what I have now. It is nothing but solid color, heavy Cosmos, heavy Bee Balm. You should see it. And those pastures are, old cattle pastures from 20 years of cattle being on it. Dark, rich, beautiful, high nutrition soil. And that whole bee pasture is taken off. Fantastic. Let's see what archives. Let's see. Blanchard's bees. Flow never stopped, but need more rain for sure. Our rain's been pretty good here, fortunately. Caught 2 swarms the other day as well. Wow, that's late for swarms. You know, at my house hive, I wasn't watching too much. I ended up with a small swarm off of it, I believe, and they took the honey with them from the super. So I lost probably a super and a half of honey for two things. One is them taking the honey, then the bees eating that were left a lot of the honey after that swarm. So I actually lost some of that. Never had local honey. You're missing it. You're missing it, my friend, for sure. Very thick. Yeah, my honey this time I put all the honey, the uncapped and everything. It was averaging about 18%, and I put it in a drying room with a dehumidifier and fans for a day and a half, and it was at 16.5 when I bottled it. So the moisture content was perfect. 16.5% moisture on this honey right here. And man, is it dark and beautiful and rich. And that's got my good stuff in it. These are 12-ounce bottles. Pretty happy with it. It has a nice little floral taste to it too. It is. There's Blanchard's bees. He's got the emojis going down. Blanchard's bees. You used to be green. You could use the bee emojis too. I think you used to be green. I know he's got his moderator wrench there. There's Perry Art 420. What's going on, Perry Art? Got any spinning for us? Honey, 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 honey. What? What, honey? I have the coins for the Typeset album art. Oh, Mikey's talking coins again. We're at a honey chat, Mikey. We're talking honey, Mikey. Mikey's like, let's talk coins. That's funny. That's funny. I understand, Mikey. But we'll probably have some honey in Thursday night's auction. There's Buckeye Stacker. There's a member. How you doing, my friend? Where'd I send the money? Perry Art, we're not selling my honey. We occasionally will auction off a rare bottle or two on Thursday night's auction. That's the only way to get any. We just don't have that much. It's in high demand, and we got to put it out there to a lucky auctioneer or two. He said, I talk coins and gaming streams too a lot. Well, this is a honeybee chat. This is a honey chat. How you been, Buckeye Stacker? Good to see you, my brother from another mother. Oh, dang, I thought I was on the list. You are on the list. I just didn't get as much as I wanted to this year. This honey, I tell you what, we had some challenges this year. Honey production some years is phenomenal, and sometimes it's not. Perry Art, I'm sure we can get you a smattering or a sampling of it. Send me an email. We'll figure something out. I got some little 2-ounce bottles so you can at least whet your appetite. I made it to the coin show. You went to the one in Sharonville? Well, I need to start extracting myself. Have a good night. I know I extracted last night till like almost midnight. Well, good. I wanted to go. I had too much to do. I've got to get ready for my daughter's wedding. Not wedding. My daughter's baby reveal. I'm going to be a grandpa. So I got a baby reveal that they're doing. So I have not been able to do much. Well, the lighting just changed on this. Earlier, the lighting was so much better. Let's see if I can get some better lighting on these bears. There. Can you all see those better now? I'm trying to get this to where I got some more lights on here. Let's see if I can get a little better bear action, a little better honey bear action. I'm losing it. I'm losing my angle. There we go. Trying to get it a little better. Maybe I just need to move the bottles back a little bit. There we go. Like right there. There we go. Oh, there. If I get my hand up there, does that look better? Let's see if I can get a little better lighting. on the golden honey. Let's see what they're saying now. I heard it was big, and I heard it was really nice. If I would have went in there, I would have dropped a couple grand or more. So my wife wasn't disappointed I didn't go. She wasn't disappointed I didn't go. She knew what I'd spend. That's not count when I buy stuff for myself, not just for the auction and stuff. But, it is what it is. I'm sure you had a good time. I got to see a lot of people. I would like to go just to meet you and to meet, I think Cherie Ward went, did she? And there was a lot of people talking about that were going. A lot of people went to that coin show, and I need to definitely figure out when one of those are going on and meet up with a bunch of you all and have lunch and have a good time. That's what we need to do, is definitely have a really good opportunity to meet people and to do things. I'm trying to get this lighting a little bit better on these honey bears up close. I'm just not getting the lighting I want. See, I'd rather do it like that. Well, no. It's casting a shadow. And earlier, there. That's not too bad there now, right? That's a little better. Trying to get some shadow off of these things. But just not getting the right lighting tonight. I don't know what else to tell you. The lighting's not right for me. For the honey bears. See, there's some better lighting. I think it's better if I just do this. Then you can see them. There it is. You see that golden deliciousness. 5 minutes later, all the honey's gone. Sold already. Nope, I'm not selling honey. I told you. I'll put it in my auction as a loss leader to get everybody to come in and say, hey, I might win some honey. I need to start doing one of the giveaway randomly on the stream to keep everybody in there, right? I'm done buying for the month. Oh, you spent so much money at the coin show? It's not hard to do. I know that, my friend. Definitely not hard to do it. See, if I get my hand up here, I think sometimes the lighting's better. Look, if I put my hand up here, why is it brighter if my hand is in place of it? See? I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Stacy's Miscellany. Hi, hun. Literally, honey. So, Stacy, did you like the honey you guys got? Yeah, I want a bait. That's it. So, Stacy, did you like the honey? Me and Mrs. ECP, when you all get back, want to order some carrot cake from you. I need to figure out how to do all that, Stacy. One of my wife's favorite foods is carrot cake. I actually brought her some home from a bakery last week. Good. I'm glad you liked it. That's the early spring honey. This is what me and Mrs. ECP bottled last night. This is the darker honey. It's got a little buckwheat honey in it. A little more floral taste to it. And man, is it good. It's higher in antioxidants, help build your immune system. And better for you. The darker the honey, they say, the more the health benefits, guys. So you hear some of those things there. It looks like we got 7, 8 people in the chat, 11 likes. If you guys don't care, mash that like button for me. Would be great if you haven't had a chance yet. Smash the like button. Hit that big thumbs up. Turn it blue, green, yellow, purple, red, whatever your computer does. Look at that. Yeah, just bottled last night, literally. I've got a video if you haven't had a chance, there's a video I just put out with Mrs. ECP this morning from what we bottled last night. Got some there from last night there. We're trying to get our lighting right here, though. I can't get my lighting right on these bottles of bear bottles. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try and move it around here some more, see if I can get some more light on the scene. Is that better? I don't know. Let's look and see if that got it brighter. Maybe I'm trying not to get my name and stuff out there, so I got the bears up close because I don't want to lose my all my information out there on the computer, right? Let's see if that would be, no, that doesn't help. But I guess it is what it is. I need to quit trying to fool with it and mess with it. It's probably just as good here as it is anywhere. But the lighting keeps changing. That honey stuff is hard work. Oh my God, yes. It is a ton of work. My wife is like, we're doing that once next year. That's it. We're not going to do it. It's a lot of, people don't realize when you look at selling, your average honey sells about 50 cents an ounce. And really good honey sells about $1 an ounce, right? So a 12-ounce bottle like that, and this is really premium honey because it's nowhere near any kind of plants or chemicals. It's all the way out in the country. You've seen the pastures I put in just to have them a good, healthy food source, like the bee pastures and the buckeye, everything. And so it is definitely premium. It might be a step above even premium because there's a lot of work that's involved with it to get, unadulterated, pure honey. Now, here's a little trivia fact for you. Do you understand or realize that 70% of all honey that's out there that you buy at the store is fake honey? It's like a sugar water honey. It's not from natural nectar. Doesn't have the benefits. That 70% of all honey out there is adulterated, meaning it's been messed with. It's either been pasteurized and ruined. It's not natural, pure honey. And so really and truly, there's honey is the most faked food product in the world. The biggest faked food product in the world is honey. So there you let you know. That's why really and truly it should, a lot of work and should have a premium. Okay, what am I reading here? Yeah, Tupelo Honey, Perry's Art. I've got some. I bought some 8-ounce bottles of pure Tupelo honey. It was $13 an ounce. So I don't know where you're paying $8 an ounce at it, but I've got some Tupelo honey right now that you can order just outside of Apalachicola, Florida. It comes off the swamps from the Apalachicola Bay. And I know the guy, but if you want to get some Tupelo honey for $13 for an 8-ounce bottle, you can get it. It's a little higher, but $8 an ounce. Oh, wow, man. That sounds pretty high there. I think I can get it for you cheaper. Gotcha. Let me get some Tupelo honey for you. Let me show you a guy's name and number where you can get some really good, pure Tupelo honey and not pay that kind of money. Hang on a second. I'm going to hook you up, my friend. All right, it's time for ECP's honey event. Just knocked it all over. Hang on. Let me fix all these up. We've got different types of honey here. I'm going to show to you. So that's the ECP honey. But let me show you the different types of honey here. Hang on a second. I'm making a mess. So let me show you some good Tupelo honey. There's a good screenshot. So since we talked about that, here's Tupelo honey, okay? Really good honey. Very light, raw, unfiltered. This is an 8-ounce bottle. He sells it online too, I believe. See if I can get that where you can screenshot it. So it's the Appalachia Sponge Company, Apalachicola. This comes off of there. Apalachicola, Florida. It's an 8-ounce bottle of Tupelo honey. The phone number is 850-653-3550. And my wife even does the, goat's milk soap off of him too. Great guy. I won't say his name on here, but this is the real deal. This is real Tupelo honey. It's really good if you like Tupelo honey. Some people like their honey different. Everybody has a different palate. But he sells this. He has bigger bottles too. An 8-ounce bottle is $13. $13. So there you go there. So there's some Tupelo honey. My buddy Mike Berry, everybody knows Mike Berry, right? He sent me some honey. This is the Privet. It's a very light early spring honey, very sweet, very sticky, little floral taste to it. That's in Louisiana. I send him some. He sends me some great honey. He does not sell online. Don't bug Mike Berry wanting his honey. Okay, he's a good friend of mine, but he does not sell or ship honey. So you just get a look at this. You'll have to drive down there and catch him at the farmer's market if you want to buy some. You won't be able to. I picked this up the other day. Very dark honey. This guy's up here in Lake, West Virginia. I was down in Madison, down towards the coal fields, and bought some honey there. And this is a lot of the honey from the linwood tree, as well as poplar tree. It's a darker honey, and I picked up a bottle. It has a very strong floral taste to it, and I think he sold this for 50 cents an ounce. So I bought several bottles, gave him as gifts. I did a video on this one in Cincinnati. This is more like a clover honey, I believe. Spilly's honey. I went to Spilly's with a schoolhouse, and it was in Kentucky, I believe. Spilly's Bees, and they do like a what is it? Like a co-op where all the honeybee people come in together and they bottle it. So you have several different beekeepers that bring their honey in and they sell it under this one brand name. So that's pretty neat too. Yeah, you got all kinds of different varieties of honey. And if you guys, everybody like the bee people, they know Bob Benny, right? Here's some Bob Benny sourwood honey. It's pretty good. I like it. You know what? When I got it, I thought I was going to go crazy. I probably, it's got a stronger floral taste to it than I probably care for. I know it gets a premium. They get extra money out of it. There's some honeys I like better locally that are a lot less expensive. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but that was my personal palate. I know everybody has a different palate and stuff, but the sourwood honey was... I don't like my honey to taste like I'm chewing on a flower, you know. Had a little bit there more, but it was good honey. Don't get me wrong. I already ate a bottle once I opened it, but this is the other one. So I got a couple different ones there, but yeah, here's the Tupelo honey, much lighter honey. I'll let you see that one, and then I can actually show you the darker honey we just put up last night. Cover my name up there on it. Me and the wife. And this has got some buckwheat in it. This has got the honeybee pasture I planted. Clover. It's a mixture of honey. It's got a slight floral taste to it. So this is what me and the wife put up, 12-ounce bottles, and we did some little 9-ounce. Hey, good to see you, Castle Hives. I love your channel. Watch it all the time, my friend. Now, this honey's darker than my first two pulls. I did a spring pull. I did a summer pull for my daughter, like 1st of July, a month ago, when we had some spring and early summer honey. I say for my daughter-in-law, daughter-to-be, my son's fiance, to do little 2-ounce mini bears. We did like 140 of them, so she can give them out as wedding favors. And he's putting a little tag on there. It says, meant to be, my apiary's name and stuff, which is my last name on it and stuff. And so she got a big kick out of it, which is going to be her last name. So she got a big old kick out of that. Yeah, dark honey has got more health benefits, they say, to it. They really do. And you can see it's all natural. You see the little bit of that white foam on top. That's the good stuff. Believe it or not, there's people that say they skim that off. That's a mistake. It's got a lot of good flavor, a lot of antioxidants. You want to have that in your honey. You want to see that foam. That's the good thing and stuff. And there's actually been a lot of studies about the huge health benefits of buckwheat honey. It's a darker, richer honey, and if you don't like that dark, rich honey, you can always, like you said, grow some buckwheat with, your clover honey and your honeybee pastures and the trees that are coming in like sourwood, and it can offset it, and you still get a lot of the health benefits too. It doesn't have to be all pure from that aspect. So there you go. There gives you that one. Let's see if I've got another one. But Castle Hives, did you see I had Mike Berry's there too? There's Mike Berry's honey. He and I trade around a lot. I need to send him some of what I pulled last night. I need to send Mike some of that also. There we go. So it gives you an idea with that. Let's see. Try and push that up a little bit. Don't put my name out there too much. I think most people know who I am. There's A.G. Price in the house. We appreciate you. Let me go back and read some of this because I got Castle Hives in here now. I haven't got him in there. Yeah, there's the Tupelo. We got the Tupelo honey. Yeah, I got a lot of different. I like to collect other people's honey too. I may get a Bob Benny daughter queen. I tell you what, Castle Hives, you want some real bees, and I rarely would ever recommend anything. Look at Strachan apiaries. Strachan. You got to order the queens a year in advance. It's the true purebred New World Carnelians that are partnered with Ohio State, and the bees are fantastic. I got 4 of the queens this year, and I tell you what, they're the best producers. They're the gentlest bees. Everything about them has just been phenomenal. Wintered well. But check out, if you're looking at getting some queens, you'll have to place the order now for next spring ahead of time. That's how popular they are. I think I ordered 4 of them for my splits, and the overnight mail, overnighted literally air mail with that and everything. It ended up being like $45, $50 a queen. It's like $200 for 4 of them. Well worth it in my opinion, and they're phenomenal queens. And that's probably 80% of my hives now. Strachan apiaries, Yuba, Y-U-B-A City, California. Yuba City, California, and they're in a valley where they don't have closed breeding, but it's almost, there's nothing there but they're carnies, so they feel like they got a really true breed of New World carnies there because of the valley that they're in by themselves. Supposedly, they have a very great apiary and sell those queens. And I tell you what, my mentor locally that's got 35 hives, the state beekeeper, the state bee inspector, that's what he gets. He's got like 400 and some hives. That's where he orders all his. He orders for all the bee group. But these Strachan apiaries, these guys are big time honey producers, big money. And these queens, the New World carnies, they take small orders too, amazingly enough. But these guys order 100 queens that come in for the spring for himself and other people. But check out Strachan apiaries, and it's Yuba City, California, and they really have the true purebred Yuba New World carnies. I'll be another auction Tuesday night, but then I'll probably none for 2 weeks or so. Okay, that's good to know, AG Price. I need to get on. There's Budget Bullion Stacker. Good to see you. When you get back, AG, let me know. I want to send you some money for some carrot cake. My wife was watching your auction today with me, and she wants to get some. I did. Mike is a cool guy. Very down to earth. Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah, him and Bob both are 2 of my very favorite channels. I need to get on Instagram, guys. Everybody's been giving me there's Zach Ball. Need to definitely get an Instagram started. Haven't done that yet, but it's on the list. Hi, honey, says Catherine Lee. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see if I can read this chat. Woo. Need to get my glasses on. Thank you very much. Mrs. ECP is a big carrot cake eater. That's one of her very favorite foods. Your immune system will love you. Yep. It says you can literally add a little honey to everything you eat. Mostly like it, enjoy it. Absolutely. It is good honey, AG. People don't realize to get that type of honey, the work and the effort that goes into it. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys a lot of new people in here right now. Thank you for mashing the like button. But my apiary is small, second year. I have 11 hives out there. I had 12. I gave one to my friend that wanted to get started. I wouldn't let him pay for it. He's going to give me a couple $100. No, I gave him basically a full hive, a deep, and got him started with some beautiful, beautiful, wonderful bees. But I have a 102-acre farm out in Wayne County, West Virginia. It's not near any plants, not near any chemicals, spring-fed streams, a spring-fed pond, 2 hand-dug wells lined in stone, an old early 1900s farm that I reclamated, that reclaimed and cleaned up and put up fences and gates and the whole 9 yards, and got the place just really nice. It's a getaway. It's a guy's place, But the neat thing about this whole entire deal is there's nothing there for, miles that really the bees could get into. And the whole entire bottom, and 80% of it's woods, which most of your honey does come from trees, and nectar comes from trees, more so than like the bee plots and the pastures you plant out there. Unless you got a big commercial farm with thousands of acres, like in the Ian up in Canada. But most of your nectar comes from the average apiarist from trees, more so. From the linwood tree, from the poplar trees, from the sourwood trees. As trees bloom and stuff, and you put up honey. And of course, blackberries real big because blackberries will be in abundance, but you have to have large amounts of a nectar source per se. A lot of people do big white clover fields or sweet clover fields. Those can help. But trees, one tree can give so much more nectar than one field. It's not even funny. The amount of blossoms and nectar the tree produces because of its sheer volume, trees and branches and the water that it uptakes. It's amazing, to say the least. But the neat thing is my farm really gives you a beautiful, pure honey. So you get the thing. I'm not living in the suburbs with it or anything like that. So I will brag on it because it's a lot of work, but it is in a great area. You just started your oxalic acid treatments, Castle Hives. You know what? If you've been watching Bob Benny's last 3 episodes, I just started my Apivar, which is Amatraz treatments. All my honey supers are off. And the effectiveness of oxalic acid, and I won't get into too deep, but go watch the 3 videos he just put out if you haven't already. And the people there at University of Florida talk about it. While brood is on, if you still have brood in your hives, the effectiveness of oxalic acid is just a knockdown more than anything. But, putting something like an Amatraz right now for 42 days while brood is present might be a little more effective for you. And a lot of people do that with oxalic acid. So my suggestion would be, remember, I'm not a thing, but just I do try to follow the science and a great deal. My suggestion would be is put Apivar and do some of your oxalic acid treatment so you knock it down. But I think you cover that brood cycle for two cycles of 21 days, 42, 48 days of Amatraz on before you want to put any. If you're chasing a fall flow, many don't chase a fall flow because it's so minimal. But then you got to wait 2 weeks after you pull the Amatraz strips out before you put your honey supers on. But anyways, that's just a thought. Oh, so you did Apivar in April, May. There you go. You're doing OAV now. Well, my suggestion would be do OAV again in December if that's the time period for your area that goes broodless. I did 2 treatments of oxalic acid in middle of December last year and took my hives to 0. In the spring, my hives came out so strong that I had to split them in late March, in March, because they were growing so much without even feeding when we ended up with some of the maple trees blooming and whatnot with the early flow because the bees came out so strong. So just so you know, the most important way to use oxalic acid and in all the studies is when they are broodless for the most part, They really true are. So my mite wash on 3 of my hives showed 3 and 8. Yep. And they talk about in that video, the 3 videos Mike put out, that even mite watches may be very inaccurate from the sheer fact that Just depends on that half a cup of bees that you wash, whether that particular group has that many mites, and a lot of them might be underneath the cap cells too, because it doesn't take so long. So that was really, I've watched those 3 videos several times now, and I get something new from it each time. But I really like to see the people that are doing the science and following the research, because that's something that is so much more accurate than the information you get from beekeepers here in about, whether they're a commercial beekeeper or not. But I think it's great. Yeah, definitely keep watching those videos. Yeah, those 3 videos though, that really, you have to really follow the science. I think that successful beekeepers, and I'm not considering myself that by any realm of the imagination, but anything that I've done in life, and I'm in the medical field, is you need to follow the science, and it needs to be the best research that can be. You want to call it hardcore research, or research that takes a lot of those variables out. That's the problem, is so many beekeepers, so I did this and this work, but they don't realize the variables that they don't eliminate, to not realize where, if you are effective or not effective, what was the true cause of it. So yeah, I'm big with the universities, the people that are spending the big money. I know Bob's donating 100 hives for research. I like seeing the oxalic acid treatments, the strips and stuff that Argentina's using, and what their research is going to be on that. It'd be really interesting to see. It was neat to hear the one lady speak that oxalic acid has been approved by the EPA for use while honey supers are on, but the labeling is not out yet. So that was kind of interesting to see that, yeah, we're not ready to be able to use it yet because the labeling has not been sent out yet, but it was approved by the EPA. So that was new information to me, to realize it's been approved, but the labeling has not been sent out yet. So we don't have the green light completely yet. But yeah, I'm sorry if I know a lot of coin guys in here that I'm probably blowing them away. A guy near me has 20 hives, and he plants an acre of assorted wildflowers along with the trees around and so on. You know what? It helps supplement it. I mean, I've got 2 acres, one in buckwheat and one in the 7 varieties of wildflowers. Everything from cosmos to bee balm to lespedeza, sweet clover, white clover, cornflower. I mean, coneflower, you name it. And it does help, especially right now. It's all blooming during the dearth, so it helps give my bees a supplement, and then I don't have to feed them as much. But trees are the big source. Or, like you said, if you're up there like Ian Stepler in Canada, and you're sitting on thousands of acres of either clover or canola, or alfalfa that's blooming. I mean, the guy's sitting there slapping 4 and 5 deep boxes on that are getting filled up in a couple of weeks because the bloom is so heavy. And he starts out with a double brood management, goes to single brood management, and then he explodes. I mean, he's the right kind of year. He had some drought up there right now, but he's pulling 7, 8 supers off, and then commercial farming that way, and then turning around and sending all that honey off to Bee Made that's going in your cereal and all the honey production, probably honey bunches of oats. I don't know what all Bee Made does, your graham crackers, whatever. It's amazing to see all the different things about it with A.G. Price. But this has been fun. I've enjoyed this. 18 likes, guys. 9 people still listening and watching. Even some people that aren't bee people, right? I'm glad you really like that honey, though, A.G. Price. I really am. We'll definitely get together for that. I'm joined alive. He's another very down-to-earth guy. Oh, Ian, yeah, Ian. Ian joined. Oh, yeah, Ian is a very smart guy. I watched him. Yeah, Cayman is a phenomenal. So, my top channels for me, I love watching Mike Berry. I love watching Dirt Rooster and Mr. Ed, which is Jeff Horsich. I like watching D. Fishman. He doesn't do bee videos much anymore. He did last year, so you can go back and watch his older ones. He does some farming videos now. I like watching Ian Stepler. I like watching Castle Hives. I like watching. There's some bee channels I don't like. I won't mention anybody's names. Don't throw me out of the mud. But Cayman is phenomenal. I'm gonna try to go to Cayman's conference, but my daughter's supposed to have a baby January 5th. So she comes early with her baby. I think his conference in Tennessee is like the 7th and 8th of January. I'd like to be able to go to that and meet some people and, get to listen to some people like Ian will probably be down there to speak. I think Bob Benny may be down there to speak. I love Bob Benny's channel, Ian's channel, Cayman's channel, Dirt Roosters, Mike Berry, Jeff Horshich. I mean, I like Jerome's Bee Farm. I really like it a lot too. Of course, like I said, Castle Hives. I like Blanchard's Bees. I like watching his stuff too. There's a few bee channels I'm not real fond of. Particularly guys that are kind of off there in left field, doing a lot of crazy things that aren't typical, and trying to feel like they're the authority and stuff, and they don't really kind of follow the books or the science behind things. And so I just kind of steer. Occasionally I'll go watch them just for a giggle and a kick and a shake my head moment. But, that's like it with everything. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Oh, nice. Our kid is due around the same time. Wow, debonair, Dylan. Good to hear. Yep. So I got my first grandkid coming January 5th. We're doing a reveal party. I'm going to the Tennessee Beekeepers Conference in October to see Cayman and do it. Oh, there's one in October. See, I was looking at the one that Cayman's putting on. I think it's January 7th and 8th is what I was going to try to go to. One in October. You'll have to send me an email and send me the information on that. Maybe I can meet you down there, Castle Hives. I'm not far from Tennessee. I'm only like 4 or 5 hours from Nashville. That would be nice. Nice honey drop. Yeah, I've dropped several. I can drop honey, smack honey, whatever you guys want to do, right? Oh. But yeah, so in October to see Cayman and Dirt Rooster, yeah. Randy at Dirt Rooster, he's a hoot, man. I ordered one of his hats and one of his shirts, and then I did a shout out. Then he had me as one of his intros on his videos. Was pretty neat. Hey, Nickel and Dime Coin Hunter, October 8th and 9th. Huh. I'll have to check out that. I'll Google that. Look up Tennessee Beekeepers. I'm going to screenshot that, and I'll look it up tomorrow. I may register for that. That would be neat. I need to start doing some conferences. I want to keep on expanding my knowledge base. Maybe I can meet you up there. $60 for both days. That's cheap. Oh, yeah, I definitely need to do that. Definitely need to do that. I'm about 5 hours from Memphis, says Steve Woods. I think I'm probably like 8 or 9 hours from Memphis. I'm closer to Nashville. All video already spoke to about it. Oh, that's cool. That would be great. That's pretty awesome. Well, definitely. I hope I get to go, and I'll meet you. I'll try and look at taking that time off. I do have to watch though. I got my mom coming in to stay with me for a week, but I don't think it's that weekend. If I'll definitely do that. Send me an email there, Castle Highs, and you and I can maybe trade cell phone numbers. I'm gonna put it in here so you have my email. Anybody else that wants to email me. That way we can trade cell phone numbers or something there too. Talk live. There you go. There's my email. Yeah, I love watching your channel and stuff, but it'd be great. I love networking with other beekeepers and stuff. I hated to see you had a rough time of it this winter. I do follow your channel and stuff, and I've been on some of your live chats there in the past too. This is probably my very first honey live chat, believe it or not, though. I think it's the first one. My channel started out as a prospecting channel, evolved into my hobby and coin collecting and stacking precious metals, and then here through COVID, I was work had me working from home, and I had to do something, and I used to help a buddy with his bees years ago, and I always told my wife I wanted to get into beekeeping, but I knew how time consuming, how expensive it could be, and COVID actually got me. Hey, thank you, good sir. I appreciate that, Castle Hives. But the funny part about it is, through all of this, COVID's what got me started into honeybees again, especially all on my own, because the gentleman I used to do it with passed away several years ago, so I really didn't have him as a resource. But I was very fortunate to find a great mentor, and that's been a big, big help and everything. Gosh, I've been on here almost an hour already. It's amazing. Who else? Any questions for me? Yes, no, maybe. I know we got Steve Woods in there. Steve Woods, we need to get together sometime, my friend. Which direction from Memphis? Northeast, south, or west? If you're 5 hours. I think I'm 8 or 9 hours from Memphis, Steve. I know you and I've known each other for a long time. At least on YouTube, right? Nickel and dime, you still in here, my friend? Be constitutional. Nice honey drop. That's too funny. But yeah, I got a grandbaby coming. I just want to make some mead with that honey. I got a buddy that does that up north. He keeps saying that to me. I'm so tight with my honey, I hate to part with it. I did do a bunch of little bottles because so many people were asking about trying to get some honey, and I'm going to try and put some of it in there Thursday night on my coin auction. I just hate to, still in my second year, so I don't have tons and tons of honey. So how many hours a week does one normally spend on a hive? Well, primarily your busy time is spring for the most part. Through the summer, then you get your dearth, you do a little bit of work, and then your fall getting ready for winter. But winter time is very minimal. Spring is very busy. Summer is pretty routine. You're making sure you're adding honey supers on. Everything becomes something different depending on the time of the years. But I would bet you I average 3-4 hours a week, maybe. I would guess. I remember I only got 10. I had 12 hives. I got 11 hives, and it just depends on how much you want to check. If there's beekeepers that don't spend any kind of time like that on there, but I'm doing a lot of stuff either at home or maybe making new equipment. The expense is pretty big. I mean, the equipment alone is expensive, not to mention the bees and doing things. There's all different ways to do it. But, last night my wife and I, we just had a small 2 partial boxes of honey, and we probably spent better than 3 hours extracting it, and then we bottled part of it. Yeah, it's very time consuming. I make 5-gallon batches. Oh, of mead? Wow. So Badget Bullion, how much honey do you need to make 5 gallons of mead? There's your question. Budget Bullion Stagger, how much honey do you need to make 5 gallons of mead? About 15 pounds of honey. Wow. Wow. So 16 ounces, that's 1 pound, right? So you would need 15 1-pound bottles. Wow. That's a lot of honey to make mead. To make it. Wow. That's a lot. More than I realized. 16 ounces a pound. That's right. I knew that. Yeah, it sounds like it is. See, this is what, I'll tell you what, this honey right here, I'm going to pull mine back away. I was able to buy this the other day from a guy, and I could have bought all I wanted. I could have bought that for 50 cents an ounce. So 1 pound bottle, 16 ounce, Big Giant Bear for $8. I would not sell 16 ounces of my honey for $8. I can tell you that right now. As much work and time and what I have put into this, as far as everything that I do and how clean, pure, and where it's at and the work and everything that goes into it, I would keep it before I sold it for 50 cents an ounce. Now, other farmers are different and do things. Everybody's value of money is different and what their time is worth and stuff. But I would find somebody like this, and if they're selling it for 50 cents an ounce and you got about 15 pounds of it, they're probably going to give you even a better deal. They might let you have it for $5 or $6 a bottle. I don't know. It doesn't hurt to ask. But if I was making mead and doing something like that, that's exactly what I would do. But that guy right there, it's a big old 16-ounce bottle, and I got that for $8. $8, and there's the labels. These labels, I've noticed that they're supposed to be on all pure honey, and a lot of people don't put that on there. They're on all of mine. But you need to definitely have that if you're a honey person. That for infants 1 year of age, you don't want to be feeding this because the way that a newborn or 1 year old or less processes it can cause some real problems. But that's pretty neat honey. We'll give the J&S honey guy a little bit of advertisement there. Let's see, Castle House. Let's see. It's alcohol made from honey. I have tried it before. I've heard it's really good. Zach mead is honey wine, basically, instead of grapes. Honey is used. Never made it, but read some. Yeah, I got a buddy that makes it, and he was wanting to get some honey off me, and I told him I didn't have enough. I don't make it often because it's expensive. Plus, really, to be good, you need to set on it for like 2 years. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I didn't know that, everyone. It's good information, Zach Ball. You're in your first honey chat. I'm thinking my trade is $16 plus shipping. Yeah, I've had a friend or two I've sold some to, or supposed to be selling some to. Haven't done it yet. It is too much work for the money. I agree with that. Uncut the raw. Okay. Not sure when is it. Can it be all? I need my glasses. I'm getting tired. That is ages. Fair trade. Yeah, the only problem is I just don't have that much of it to trade. I'm going to read your trade and everything, depending on what you're trading. My problem is I just don't have a whole lot of honey. I didn't do that much this year. A couple things I would do. Castle Hives in here. I talked about this earlier. Some of the things I would do differently. This year I won't be. Next year, for the most part, I will be using queen excluders very limited. Very limited use of queen excluded next year's. There's 3 different types of honey. There's I'll take this one out for a minute. We'll give Mike Berry a little bit of. Oh, there went one over. There's another honey drop. Give Mike Berry a little bit of quality time. There's your Tupelo honey. Back up the Tupelo bear some. We will definitely be. I'll be quiet now. You're good. Yeah, each state has benefits. I agree with that. That's a good way to look at it. But I think that, what was I getting ready to say? There was something I was going to talk about. I lost my train of thought. Mike's honey's a bully. Pushed the Tupelo honey away. Knocked it right off her. That honey of his here is the privet. That's his early spring honey. His tallow I like better. This is good honey, though. Don't get me wrong. Both of his honey pools, he's down there in a very heavy flow in the spring with the privet and a very strong summer, late spring, early summer tallow. And both of his honey's really good. The tallow, though, does crystallize after a few months. I noticed what I got from him. I've done some trading. He doesn't sell the honey, though, too, so you may not want to bug him or anything. He doesn't want to ship it either. I had to work out a special deal with him. So don't say, hey, ECP got some of your honey. What can I do? Please don't do that, because I had to do a lot to get it. He made me specifically tell people he does not ship his honey. Okay, so just to give you a heads up. If I'm ever in Louisiana, I got to visit Mike. There you go. That's what you want to do to get his honey, is buy it from him, meet him at a conference or whatever, but he does not like shipping honey. And I don't blame him. He's got a full-time job. He's still working like me and probably everybody else on this screen and stuff too. But I do like just to collect, other honeys and stuff. And Mike has actually been an online mentor for me. When I first got into beekeeping, I asked Mike if he would be my mentor. And he said, don't you have anybody local? I said, no, I didn't, which I found somebody later on. But I have Mike as an online mentor, and I spoke with him just last week for probably about an hour on the phone. And then I've got a local mentor with about probably the same number of hives that Mike has, that I've actually done a lot of hands-on with. And I think that successful beekeeping, find you somebody that knows a lot more, and that's obviously a common sense person that really follows the science too. Not just any beekeeper I would suggest that needs to be a mentor, but somebody that's got a good head on their shoulders and looks at the books like Mike Berry does, follows the science. I really am big on, you'll hear me talk a lot, just like you hear Cayman Reynolds. What's the research? What's the science behind it? The Bob Bennies, the Cayman Reynolds, the Mike Berries, those Jeff Horford, they follow the science, you know, the Randys there, the Dirt Roosters and stuff. The successful beekeepers, the Ian Steplers, they follow a science, a regimen, whether it's mite control and mite management and what the routines are and rotations. There's more than one right way to do stuff, but you have to have a plan and you have to be founded in good common sense, you know, not things like, you know, powdered sugar and whatnot, which has been proven, you know, not to be that effective. Let's see what else everybody's saying here. Don't find a crazy person. You're right, Debonair Dylan. I've gotten to know Greg Bumps. I don't know Greg Burns. Oh, you're talking about Burns. Yeah, he's a EAS master beekeeper. I do watch him. I forgot. That's a channel I watch also. It's David Burns, isn't it? I think it's David Burns. Hey, good night, Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mrs. ECP just came upstairs. Say hi, Mrs. ECP.
Hey, guys.
I had my first ever honey chat. Got 10 people in here.
Awesome.
Been on here for like 66 minutes.
Did Marissa come in?
Nope, haven't seen her.
Okay.
Good night, Steve Wood. Steve Wood said good night.
Good night.
He's probably looking for Milo. Where you at, Milo? Hey, where's the star? Here's the star of the ECP channel. There he goes. Hey, Milo. Milo, where'd you go? Back to the kitchen.
Looking for Molly.
Oh, my goodness. He did get to see his fan base. Milo. Milo, you're the star. Where'd you go? Hey, thank you, Nickel and Dime Coin Hunter. Good night. Nature's Image Farms, not David Burns. Oh, I have to check out Greg. I haven't seen that channel, so you taught me something. Yeah, Milo's tired. Oh, I know Greg. I know who you're talking about. He does like the podcast, right? I have watched Greg before. I haven't watched him recently. It's been some time. Yes, I know who you're talking about now that you did interviews with him. Yeah, he did some good interviews with him too. Those popped up. Yes, yes. Yeah, Milo's hit the hay on us there real quick. But yeah, it was neat, neat honey chat, guys. Thank you so much. If you all can do me one small favor, and we'll get off here in just a little bit. I did put up a video. Today, what me and Mrs. ECP bottled that last little bit of honey. Yeah, we did something crazy. We actually pulled 3 times. Pulled a spring flow for that autumn olive honey that we wanted. And then we did an early summer pull for my son's wedding for his fiance to do those little 2-ounce mini bears. And then whatever was left, we pulled, you know, a few days ago and actually spun it off last night. So too much work for the amount of honey we obviously got and did, but we did a neat little video. So the honey that we got that you're going to see now is a very dark honey. I'm bumping them out. Look, see how much darker the honey is than the light honeys? So very dark honey. I'm going to knock Mike Berry out of the way. And this has got, like I said, some of the buckwheat in it. It's got the honeybee pasture. You saw me do some videos on it and stuff too. This should be very high in the antioxidants. And my wife did good. She got the bow on the front this time with the cap. I do like the honey bears. I don't know what it is, but I'm eat up with the honey bear bottles. I think they're just neat, and I like my label a lot there too. But yeah, if you guys got a chance, please go watch the video. Hit that like button here if you haven't yet. And please go into that video we just did. It's only like 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes of your life. I'd love to have it to watch it, and it's continuous. Just a small honey pool last night. You get to see my beautiful wife. I don't put my ugly mug in there so you'll sleep well. But just a little short 4-minute video. If you can hit the like and subscribe, I'd like to try and get out to more of the beekeepers and people start watching a little bit more too. But anyways, hey, I hope everybody's doing well. Let me check the chat here before I sign off. See any other comments or things I'm missing. Are we hunting honey? Says Papa Giorgio. Papa Giorgio, I haven't seen you forever. I'd love to see you in Thursday night's auction, my friend. I have to get ready for work. Fun to hear about honey. Well, thank you, Debonair Dylan. I appreciate that. Oh, that looks good. Look at it. There you go. Done and also done. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Castle Hives. I will respond to that there in the morning. Doesn't like, oh, yeah, the cam. I hear you. Well, guys and gals, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for chit-chatting. We went over 70 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes, and it was fun to talk about honey. I'll have to do one of these again pretty soon. Thanks for watching. As Mr. Ed says, keep on watching. Or maybe we should say like Dirt Rooster does, saying, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. Or maybe we could say like Mike Berry does, say, hey, this isn't a video blog. This is how I do it. I'm not telling you how to do it, but this is just not a how-to video, but it's just how I do video. So you guys know we watch all these guys, and they're a hoot. They're all awesome, and I'm just having fun trying to mimic them, a parody, but at the same time, ECP just has a good time with you guys and them also. Great bee channels out there. Me and Castle Hives told you about a bunch of them. You'll have to check them out. But hey, ECP, just saying thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thanks for coming in to listen to my big mouth yap. And hope to see you guys either at a coin show or at a honey conference, a bee conference in the near future. ECP, over and out.